with the offensive game plan, I know you got to watch the film and whatnot, but it seemed like a lot of short passes out to the flats and whatnot. What was that the game plan going in, and what were you guys thinking that?
Yeah, I've said this before. It was create some easy throws, some easy decisions. You know, obviously some RPOs, and hey, you can hand the ball off, or depending on what the defense does, pull it and throw it. You know, we start to say later in the game that stop reading it, hand the ball to J Love, and we need to establish this run game. He was doing what he was coached to do on a lot of those pulls and throwing. We got to block better on the perimeter. You know, the one interception we can't have. But there's times that we got to take away the read and say, just hand the ball to your running backs. And do that.
Overall, what did CJ show you tonight?
He's going to be a really good quarterback. Everything that I thought he was going to be. His ceiling is so high. You know, he's going to have to learn to take this loss and you know, not let it beat him up too much, because he's an ultra competitor, and but he's you know, he's a gamer, man. He performs when the lights are on. He prepares his tail off. You know, he had answers for questions that myself or Coach Denbrock would have, and he's going to do great things, man. It's just a start for him.
You seem to have a little trouble getting pressure up front on defense. What were they doing up front that was making it so tough?
We were protecting. We've got to be better with our four-man rushes. You know, if we need to blitz 5, we will, but you're not going to be really successful on defense if you can't get pressure on the quarterback with four-man rushes. And I felt like they did a good job protecting the quarterback. I think there was times where Beck had enough time to really figure out what coverage we were playing and put the ball where it needed to be put. You know, we got a little bit better pressure maybe in the third, fourth quarter, but the expectation is throughout those 4 quarters you've got to be able to get four-man pressure, roll the guys in there, and create some pressure on the quarterback.
Marcus, you pride yourself on this being an O-line and D-line driven program. Did you feel like your guys met the challenge up front, particularly in the first half?
You know, the effort was there. I guess you've got to give credit to third team. I told the guys in the locker room, my challenge, we got to play harder, longer. You know what? We played hard, but they played hard too. And, you know, both of us played harder. We had some self-inflicted wounds that we can't have. But I think our guys played well. Our O-line played, I mean, they stepped up to the challenge. We didn't always run the ball. You know, listen, that 2-minute situation where, I mean, everybody knows this, they got to throw the ball. I mean, you got Styles in there because Nat went down. You know, it's a tough situation. You know, and so I'm not going to evaluate them just off of the 2-minute situation. We got to find a way to win the game in that situation. But I thought for the most part, our O-line did a good job. D-line, I want to be more dominant. My expectations for that unit is to dominate the game in the run and the pass, put pressure on the quarterback and stop the run. And credit to Miami, we weren't able to do that, but that's my expectation for those guys.